Hey everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I want to have a look at Cronos, but before I do, I first want to thank today's sponsor, FairDesk. Now, FairDesk is an exchange, and if you're interested, you can click the link in the description for a deposit bonus and my copy trade. I can trade on all the alts I review, so if you don't want to miss that, go check it out. Now, disclaimer for today's video, I made this video because I want to sort of do a PSA on what you can expect from exchange tokens, and tokens like Cronos' CRO, KuCoin's KSC, or whatever it is, OKB's OKX, whatever it is, not BNB, because BNB actually has stuff developed on it. It's an actual blockchain. It's not just a token that the exchange prints at their own will, willy-nilly, if you get me. Binance has other reasons to have value other than the Binance exchange, although it is still correlated. I wanted to show you what you can expect from tokens from not as big, but still big cryptocurrency exchanges. So, Crypto.com is a big exchange. KuCoin's a big exchange. Obviously, unless something like FTX happens where, the exchange goes bust and FTT goes to basically zero, we can see that generally these coins do decently, but not brilliantly. You can see, the return was great if you bought when, the token sort of launched, and if you bought it at its lows, you made a lot of money. Sort of a 3,500% move there, which is definitely nothing to scoff at. And again, a good move in the crypto market. You went from 2 cents to $1, which is nothing to frown at. But we can see CRO's performance has equally been just as poor on the way down, and we're now coming up to we're coming close to where we were sort of this time last cycle. We have we're currently over mid of 2023. We're in October. If we go to October here, we can see we were coming down to our lows, and we still put in lower lows after this date, all the way up until the end of the year. And then we had a little New Year's rally, like we do often see, and then we had a crash pretty soon afterwards. Again, like we do often see. If we go to 2023, we can see we had our New Year rally and then a crash a few months afterwards. Only with this cycle and this year, we didn't crash below our yearly open, which was impressive from CRO. It managed to sort of recover and stay above up until about halfway through the year, where it dipped below and then climbed back above, only to eventually dip below and stay below in August, late August, September. So it's only recently gone below its yearly open, and we can see now that it's actually climbed back above these last few days, with Bitcoin's current rally up to 35k or whatever it was. So it's done reasonably well this last year, in terms that it's outperformed a lot of altcoins by staying above its yearly open. However, to sort of counter that, it's also not performed as well as it should have, maybe, when times were good. We can see here that the trough to peak, or peak to trough, whatever, move from CRO at the beginning of the year was 70%. Now, this was pretty small compared to what other altcoins did. Bitcoin did like a move similar to this, but that's because it's Bitcoin. A lot of alts actually rallied a lot further, and sort of a 2x was normal. So CRO was well below sort of the rest of the altcoin market. So this could explain why it hasn't dropped so much in price, because it never actually rallied too much up to begin with. And again, it's also to do with exchange factors, like they could have announced something, or something could have been launched, or some coins might have been delisted. I don't know. They're always exchange related, and that's what I want to kind of say. They're not too much related to the crypto market. Now, of course, they are related to the crypto market because a crypto exchange is related to the crypto market. If we're in a bear market, you're going to have less people signing up, less people trading. These exchanges make their money off trading volumes. They take a percentage fee of every trade made. So if there's less people trading, there's less money being made for these exchanges. It's the same with, assets under management. This can reflect in the price. If lots of people are withdrawing from CRO, a lot of people might want to sell their CRO tokens because they feel that a bank run's going on. Oh, what happens if they can't honor all the withdrawals and an FTX situation starts happening? There's lots of stuff that play into it, and a lot of them are fears that never realize, and hopefully never realize, because a lot of them are bad, but they do play into the price, and it's a factor that a lot of other cryptos wouldn't really be put under. So it's kind of interesting. It depends what way you want to go, and also the reverse is true, where in good times, bull runs, where lots of people are signing up to your platform, lots of money is coming into Cronos, lots of people are trading their crypto, so trading volume is up and your fee is up. Cronos will reflect that, because people want to sell their crow that they earn, and people will be wanting to buy it for those cheaper fee rates or whatever. I think that's how they create demand with it. You get cheaper rates if you trade, or if you pay your trading fee in crow. So yeah, they create demand that way. But again, I wanted you guys to sort of understand that there's a lot of other factors that play on these coins and often make them perform worse than other cryptocurrencies. I mean, if you were to take, ADA at this time, you would have made a 100x, whereas Crow, of course, is still a very good move. I mean, 2 cents to, just below $1 is like a 50x, but for a relatively unheard of altcoin to be putting a lot of money on it, at this time you would have got much less of a reward. And it's the same thing with stuff like Avalanche, Solana, Chainlink, Matic. You could have put your bets in maybe less riskier assets and seen a much better return. And it kind of almost parrots my narrative on Bitcoin during a bear market, where if you'd have held Bitcoin during this time, you wouldn't have seen these losses as severe. Now you would have seen pretty bad losses. I mean, Bitcoin was at 70k basically at its peak, and it's now at 34. So again, you're about 50% down. But if we take Crow from its peak and look at it currently, you're 94% down. So again, if you want exposure to the crypto space, and you don't want to just hold it in USDT or USDC or whatever or die, maybe you're much better off looking at Bitcoin. But again, that's another video, and I just want to sort of let you know that during bear markets, crypto exchange tokens often do very poorly because they're solely dependent on how vibrant the crypto market is. And if there's nobody signing up, no new users coming in, people trading less, they're making less money, so their token is worth a lot less. And also during bear markets, there's often scares of exchanges going bust. So, there's a lot more going against them compared to a normal altcoin in a bear market. And the upside on the bull run isn't really that great, because there's no reverse really of an exchange not going bust. If there's fear of an exchange going bust, the price drops. If there's no fear of an exchange going bust, it doesn't really affect the price, really. So it's kind of, the negatives for me outweigh the positives. And I want to just show you Crow on its Bitcoin pair as well. I mean, this kind of speaks for itself, to be honest with you. Since Crow's peak in November of 2021, it's just been down, lower highs after lower lows. And we can see we've basically just stayed within this sort of support and resistance line for the best part of 2 years, coming up to 2 years next month, in fact. There is sort of an argument to be made, well, we've come back to these sort of levels here. This was Crow at its lowest. This was also in February of 2021. So, we're coming up to February of 2024. Maybe it could be sort of we get to here by the end of the year, and then at the start of the year we see a little rally, and maybe we don't go below this line. But I doubt that narrative, to be honest with you. I think we could have a bounce when we hit this line, but the fact that we had a dip here or a wick here well below does scare me a little bit. And it does say that it's not afraid to break through this price. Now, the fact that it came back above this price does say, well, it can dip below, but, it'll always be pushed back up. It kind of comes down to you and what you think. Again, I wouldn't put a lot of weight in these tokens, especially during a bear market. And again, not trying to make anybody angry here, but a lot of it is, fuddy-duddy money. It kind of just, its only value comes from paying lower trading fees on one single exchange. It's sole dependent on one exchange, and its reasoning for exist is a little dubious in my opinion. But look, it's up to you guys to do your own research and decide yourself. That's kind of everything I wanted to say. I mean, worst case scenario for Crow, in my opinion, I can definitely see it coming down to this sort of value area again, just below 3 cents. I mean, we've seen it before. We saw it last cycle. We've still got a long time to go, in my opinion, of pain for CRO. I mean, we can see it bottomed out in November of 2019, which is roughly where we're coming up to here. But we also had a rally and then actually bottomed out in March of next year. This was also pre-halving year. So we could see something similar where we have this sort of a rally. If we zoom in, this is just mainly based off pre-halving stuff now in general macro terms. We have this pump here and then we have a big sell-off. If we look at currently, we can see we have this pump here. Maybe we have a big sell-off. We come down to a low. Maybe it's this line here. Maybe it's 4.5 cents. I don't know. We rally up again. We sort of triple our money, do a 3x maybe. I don't know. Probably less because CRO's more established, and it's kind of assumed that the more mature an asset becomes, the more the values diminish over time. We see this with alts that have stood the test of time. We've seen it with Bitcoin. Its returns have diminished over the years, over the cycles that it's gone through. And we probably could see the same with CRO, in the sense that it doesn't dip quite as low, but maybe it doesn't put in a 50x this time, maybe it only puts in a 30x. And I know that's still brilliant money, but that's if you're also buying at the bottom, selling at the top, which nobody really is. So yeah, kind of an interesting one. Worst case scenario, CRO dips below here and sort of tests like a cent, but I doubt that would really happen. Best case scenario for CRO at the moment, it breaks above this resistance line and maybe pushes up to the 10 cent sort of a level. That would be very, very, very best case scenario. But for it to push up to 10 cents, it would have to make a 60% move, which I don't see it happening, personally. I mean, prices, every single halving, prices in the crypto space have gone down up until the halving. Then after the halving, we usually see a bit of a revival in crypto and prices steadily sort of climb for the rest of that year until we get into sort of the bull run year, which for us is scheduled to be 2025. But all of 2024 we kind of spend going in a good direction. We are very, very close to 2024. We're close to the Bitcoin halving. I don't think there's good news until the Bitcoin halving happens, or at least a month or two before it. I think ultimately the rest of the crypto market will suffer. We've seen these moves here with things like this, where we had a rally up here. Again, a 30% move, something like that, 25% move. What have we had here? Something like a 12, I don't know. 12, 13, 14% move. And it just, the days after it just disappeared and put in new lows. And it retested this low and then broke below it. And then we had a 12% move here. And we rallied a bit, we had another bit of a move, and then crashed right back down to where we were, and then continued to test those lows and even wick below them at times, until we've had this pump, which yeah, it could result in another pump up. I don't think so. It's just broken above its bull market support band. We've seen these last few years that every time it's either touched or broken above its bull market support band, it has been like pulled right back down almost instantly. And we can see it's happened here, and we've already got a red day here and tests at the support of the bull market support band. I see is going below this. It also lines up with the sort of general resistance line that we've been trending down for the last year and a half. For me, it does project more bad news, but that's to be expected and that's to be okay. Consider it a sale if you're looking to pick up CRO or any of these other exchange tokens, if that's what you're into, if that's what you believe in. Power to you, go for it, but just be aware that maybe there's a better time to buy in the near future. The near future as well. You don't have to stay out of the crypto space for a year or 6 months. It could be a month or two away from now. I would sort of be coming back to these cryptos at the end of the year, January, and I would be pretty bullish on picking some up then. But that's just me. So that about does it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please leave a like. Consider subscribing, hit that bell icon too, really helps out the channel. Comment down below, are you holding CRO? Are you accumulating? Are you waiting for a lump sum buy? Are you currently selling? Will CRO return to its all-time high? Let us know down in the comments. Really appreciate you guys. Take care and peace.